You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show.
The world is a vampire.
Hey. Yo, what up, AfterBuzzers? Bing is for doing, and we are here finally back doing another AfterBuzz TV after show for the Vampire Diaries Season 4, Episode 10, After School Special.
I love
that title.
Oh.
I am DJ Jesse Janedy here in studio. Unfortunately, Brittany Brower and David Skiffalidi are not here, but we have the one, the only Kristen Snyder.
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Happy to be back.
I'm loving your little purple situation talk we got going on here.
Thank you.
Yes. Show it to the cameras. All right, running the booth, we got Matt.
What's up?
Oh, yeah.
My voice was a little hoarse.
That was
sorry.
good, though. I like that. I'm glad. You know, I hate when they take these breaks, but I must say this episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. I've been kind of iffy about this season because it's like an upper episode, then a downer and a filler, and they're all over the place kind of. And a lot of stuff's going on, which I'm wondering if they're setting this up for future seasons for spin-off shows.
Oh.
Which we will have a special topic discussion later on in the show about that.
Stay tuned.
Yes. But let's just dig into it.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
How many more ways can Elena rip out Stefan's heart?
All right. Before we get into that, because my thing is, you all know I'm a Delena fan.
I missed Delena. Over the break, that's all I was thinking about.
Delena?
No, Delena. I'm all about Delena.
Girl, bye. All right. So the funeral for Tyler's mom, the mayor, sad. Tyler was real emotional, walked out of it.
Blames himself.
Yep. And we see Elena sees Rebekah. Guess who's back? Loved it.
Back again.
And then we also find out that the new mayor is now going to be Mr. Roy Hopkins.
Who happens to be Bonnie's father.
So congratulations. Bonnie's father is really real.
Yes.
Whoever she goes and stays with, he is real and he is in town. And apparently he is eligible to be a mayor. All right, I'm with it.
I kind of thought that was a really weird introduction. At first I was like, okay, who is this person? And then Bonnie meets with them and
what did you think?
Daddy.
At first I kind of thought maybe he was a vampire slayer or something he like knew more about the he knew about the vampires.
He looked like the old vampire hunter, actually. He kind of reminded me of him a little bit. You don't think so?
Not really. Who he reminded me of, and everyone's gonna be like, is if you watch Buffy in the last couple seasons, the principal, not really the mayor, came in and he had the same swag, but we come to find out he was a vampire slayer. So that's where I thought they were gonna kind of go with it. But Bonnie's dad, that's cool. It's gonna add some.
I just would have liked to get to know him a little bit more. If you're going to introduce a character like that out of nowhere, like give us a reason to want to get to know this guy or even care that he's in the episode.
I guess they were kind of riding with the fact that we love Bonnie so much that we're going to care enough that now she has family in town and we're going to see what that's going to compel her to do.
Well, the one thing we do get about him is that 6 people said no to the job first.
Which is interesting that it happened so quickly.
You know why I think they brought him on? So that they can kill someone.
Fair enough. I mean,
character that they can kill off easily.
Maybe Tyler's mom just couldn't do the show anymore.
Do you think that Tyler should blame himself? Like, what do you think for his mother's death?
Yes and no. No, because he can't really control what he is. Yes, because he trusted Haley without really guarding himself. And I feel like he's smarter than that.
Right.
Just to let all that happen, go under. And then all of a sudden Haley's just gone and,
And so was Tyler, like, whenever that was all happening. Like, didn't he say, like, I'll be back? I mean, we had that whole, like, goodbye scene on the bench, and then, like, why didn't he escort his drunk mother home?
Okay, well, yeah, I guess, we're blaming you, Tyler, for that.
Yeah, it's your fault. And then the whole town thinks it was an accident, and she drowned in her martini glass, a.k.a. that unsettling fountain scene
Right.
from last episode. That still haunts me, that Christmas music and drowning. Oh, my God. Like, that, I have that image ingrained in my head, so thank you.
Thank you, Vampire Diaries. So dramatic.
Yeah.
All right, so Elena sees Rebekah, and then this takes us into a great turn of events. First of all, before she even finds Rebekah, because she goes and chases after her, she sees April, who lets her know, I know you're a vampire, and I know you've compelled me. And April, you had a little too much balls walking up to Elena like that, like, I know you're a vampire, and... Like, she looked real pissed off.
She suddenly is like this dark girl now. We even noticed she dyed her hair. Like, so she's come back to be like this, I don't know. I know what's going on, and I have dark hair.
Vengeance. So, yeah, we see Rebekah comes back, and this turns into a big trap. She calls Stefan. Caroline's
I'll
there.
be asking the questions today. Don't you just love her attitude?
I did.
She just takes over. Like, she can be my boss. I would let that happen.
I would let her compel me.
Yeah.
Very interesting, the fact that Rebekah sits them all down, and she wants the cure. And tells Elena, basically she outs that Stefan wanted to take the cure so he could grow old with Elena.
Yeah.
Love it.
I really like how everyone has their own motivation for this cure.
Oh, yep. Now, here's my question, because as soon as... Well, first of all, she confesses that she's in love with Damon. And how do you feel, because then she looked over at Caroline, because Stefan admits that he knows that they slept together. Do you feel that should Elena be mad at Caroline for telling Stefan?
Absolutely. Like, since when is Caroline best friends with Stefan? When did that happen? Why does she owe him anything? I mean, I know she has the biggest mouth in town, so Elena should have known not to say anything to her, but she should have been more there for Elena instead of Stefan, but...
Agreed. But if your friend is on a downward spiral...
I'm not going to add to that.
Would you, I mean, I'm a Delena fan, so I'm like, bitch, don't be mad at Caroline because you shouldn't have slept with Damon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she has a right to be mad at Caroline. I just think from Caroline's side, it wasn't her that should have told Stefan.
Oh, I do agree with that.
It wasn't her secret to tell, basically. That's how I feel.
Yeah. However, I do understand that Caroline wanted the best for Elena and for Stefan because she loves them and wants them to be together.
But maybe, like, Stefan didn't need to know that detail. Ignorance is bliss.
Well, I mean, hey, it would have came up today. Anyways, Rebekah would have compelled her to...
Well, now it's like eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, and Stefan wants to be erased. He wants every single memory.
Well, I mean, Elena says... Rebekah compels her to say, being with Damon makes me happy. When I'm with him, it feels like I'm free. When I'm with Stefan, it feels like I'm a problem that needs to be fixed, and I feel like I make him sad. I love Stefan, but I'm not in love with him. That's hard. Ooh, snap.
Yeah, but that's what she wanted. She wanted him to feel that dagger in the heart.
Rebekah wanted him to feel that.
Yes,
yeah.
Rebekah wanted him to feel that dagger in the heart so that he could experience an eternity of pain like she has. And it makes complete sense because Klaus made Stefan forget everything about Rebekah. And so that's why Rebekah was always coming to Stefan, and we see that again later, that she's just at his call all the time.
Well, since we're not doing a news and gossip section, they are hinting to a Rebekah-Stefan hookup. How would you feel about that? I mean, obviously, we see at the end that they're kind of going to team up.
I really think that it should happen because before he's at the same place where he was before he had any memories with Rebekah, right? I mean, his past memories and liking her is erased, but that doesn't change that they had a connection at some point in time and that they should hook up because they did once before. And even though he doesn't remember any of that, like they did have a connection that brought them together. So it would make sense that it would happen again.
And how do you feel about Catherine just being nowhere?
That's a very good question. I guess I don't mind that she's nowhere, but it's like, I thought Elena would be more like Catherine becoming a vampire. I thought that was kind of the whole deal, and the fact that they are still so different, that's a little weird to me. So I feel like Elena.
Do you think she's like the monkey wrench that like, okay, well, let's let Rebekah and Stefan, I know this is kind of more prediction, but Rebekah and Stefan get together, and then let's throw Catherine in there.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a surprise element later. Absolutely.
That's where I'm going to go with that, too. So, yeah, this whole little after-class thing, it makes sense that it was smart of Vampire Diaries to do this. Because we've had so many questions of what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
That, great.
And we had a break.
Right, and a break. So it was a great way to catch everybody up and kind of...
have her call on people.
What are those books called? The dummy books?
Yes.
For Vampire Diaries. So I was very glad that they put this whole little situation together. And now we go to Jeremy. Jeremy is at the lake house with Damon and Matt. And they're training him to protect himself from vampires. A little confusing for me. I understand why they're doing it, but don't you also think, well, we're kind of making him stronger?
Yeah.
And could be uncontrollable.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because at some point, I really do think that it's going to eat at him. I mean, he was just this normal, well, he was never normal. He had such a tragic life. And then now he's like all and powerful and everyone's like kind of riding on his back for this cure. I mean, just to do the review session really quick, they said she found out that the tattoos reveal the map and then the cure was for vampirism or immortality, and the location they found on the sword because Rebekah told them where the location was, and then she was like, so now what? Like, why are we not getting it? Like, what's holding it up? And apparently the potion, Professor Shane said later that the potion wouldn't work, but that a trick he picked up in Tibet is like the secret, which is really expression magic, I guess.
Which was why he couldn't be compelled. Yeah.
Still, it's a little confusing, actually.
It's not that, well, I guess it's making more sense, but it's just kind of like, Vampire Diaries loves having one plot, but like 10...
A tree branching out.
Yeah, exactly. It's a family tree, and you just got to follow each little path to get to the end of it. So while Jeremy's out there, well, first of all, Damon is listening to Elena's voicemails.
All the old ones, I guess.
Which were very serious, Elena.
Yeah. Have you done that before, Jesse? Have you replayed old voicemails after a breakup?
I'm not a voicemail person, and I delete everything, or I don't even listen to it, so don't leave me voicemails. But I thought it was interesting that Damon, the non-sensitive vampire, is so sensitive listening to this one over and over again, but he doesn't want anyone else to know because he sends them on a little jogging.
But they kind of do know.
Oh, well, Jeremy confessed it to him.
Yeah, but I really feel like Stefan and Damon are kind of switching paths, right? I mean, Stefan is about to go out of control and become unpredictable like Damon used to be and just not care, teaming up with the dark side. And Damon
is going to make Elena want Stefan again.
Maybe, because she likes the tragic bad boy. But she just likes the way Damon makes her feel.
She said that about Stefan, too, at one time.
Maybe.
Anyways, this pizza girl, poor damn pizza girl, just getting caught up in the mix.
3 pizzas in the last couple of days. I don't think that Jeremy would look like that, by the way, if he was eating pizzas. Just saying.
That's true, but actually, maybe he needs to put the weight on to get, because he all of a sudden just got big and buff. Klaus comes back. Now, are we assuming that Klaus turned the pizza girl?
Yes. Oh, yeah, because he said he took care of it.
Okay. Klaus is back and confused as to why Jeremy hasn't killed 12 vampires yet. And I'm kind of confused with Klaus because I think it would be easy for them to kill someone, turn them into a vampire, and then have Jeremy stab him. I understand the protecting part, but you could easily kill the vampire, hold the vampire, and just let Jeremy go to town. Yeah,
well, I guess their whole point was Damon didn't want to sacrifice any more people, and neither did Jeremy, innocent people. That was their whole side, that they weren't going to do it that way. And that's why Jeremy's upset in the end about all those people that are in transitioning at the grill, because that's, in the end, what Damon ends up giving into Klaus's plan to kill innocent people. But if they get this cure, apparently everyone who has died for Silas will be risen. Which is very spooky.
Which, yeah, well, because that leaves a lot of questions. Are they going to be zombies? Are they going to be vampires? Are they going to be normal?
Is this going to be Walking Dead?
Because technically Tyler's mom is coming back then. I want to know what you guys at home think, so please give us a call at 424-256-1729. We are live right now, 424-256-1729. So please call in. Yeah, with the whole Jeremy thing, because I guess we're getting a Jeremy episode next week. Do you think Jeremy and Stefan never really had a bond? Now that Damon is kind of taking over Jeremy's whole
boot camp,
Damon was also the one who was so close to Alaric.
Alaric, yeah.
And no, it's I'm sorry, my accent. How do you think Damon's going to, because I thought it was also interesting that Damon asked Jeremy about, have you talked to Elena? What did she say?
Yeah.
Ooh, Damon.
Yeah.
Little high school games there.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to kind of grow a bond with each other.
Absolutely.
And that could kind of make Stefan even mad.
Yeah.
Because Stefan he was cool with Jeremy, but never...
You know what? I'm so ready for Damon to win. He has lost his entire life. His dad preferred Stefan, Catherine, Elena for the longest time, and all of Elena's friends still don't like Damon. Damon's always been hated, and Stefan was always the one that won over whatever Damon wanted.
Do you want to see what some of our fans think?
I do.
Let's take a caller right now. Caller, you're on the line. What's your name and where you from?
Hi, I'm Jillian.
What up, Jillian?
And I'm from the East Coast.
You're from where?
East Coast. I'm from New Hampshire.
Hey, Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts. All right, girl. So Vampire Diaries.
New Hampshire.
You're from New Hampshire, but I'm from the East Coast too, so I feels you.
Oh, all right. I got you.
So, all right, Vampire Diaries, what are you thinking about this season? Who you liking? What storylines are you hating? Where are you at?
Okay, so I remember you guys talking about how, like, at one moment you hate Klaus, at one moment you love Klaus.
Yeah.
Currently, I dim. It's getting very, I don't want to say, like, gory, but it's just, I don't know. He's getting way too evil.
Yeah, it's not like the same Klaus. When we first saw Klaus, he was a bad guy, but it's kind of like, ooh, I kind of like him. Now it's kind of what is the word that you're trying to think of?
Bipolar?
Well, yeah, I guess we could say Klaus is bipolar.
I like Klaus.
The guy side and the bad guy side. It's just like, okay, which one are you today?
All right. Well, speaking of that, are you a Stefan or Damon fan? Delena or Damon?
I'm going to disappoint you because you answered one of my tweets in the last episode where I said that Stefan was being way too brooding.
Oh. Yes. Okay. Now I know who you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a Delena fan.
Me
It's
too.
all good.
Yeah, Delena.
It's the show, so we have to. And then, so since you're a Delena fan, how would you feel about Rebekah and Stefan hooking up?
I actually like Stefan and Caroline better.
I was also gonna bring that one up too. How do you feel about
That's
Stefan and
fine with me too.
But won't that bring a big rift between Caroline and Elena?
I think there
I
already
don't
is.
think so. She's kind of let go of Stefan.
Has she let go?
And I
Because
think this episode kind of solidified that.
but has she let go because she got mad when Rebekah was gonna erase Stefan's memories?
Yeah, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna throw a secret circle and a reference in here and be like, in I can't remember the character's names right now, but when the blonde girl and the guy, they loved each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then she remembered everything and he didn't, about why they loved each other.
Right.
And it was torture to her.
Well, it can't
So,
be.
like, I can see why she wouldn't want Stefan to forget everything, because they do have a connection and she does love him.
Well,
But if he doesn't remember anything about her, then he won't be there for her if she ever needs him. And it's like they kind of need to have the whole team together sometimes.
That's fine. I mean, he won't forget about her. He'll know who she is. He'll know that they need to be on the same side. But I'm just saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You want Damon, you want to sit there and rip Stefan's non-beating heart out, you know, and say that how much you love Damon, you're not in love with Stefan
Heartless.
anymore. Right. Like, bitch, you ain't Kanye West. Stop singing the song.
Be so heartless.
Jillian, before we let you go, where can we follow you on Twitter?
I'm at Jillian_Swan, and Watchtower actually sent me. I told him I'd give him a shout out.
Awesome.
Sweet.
All right. Thanks so much for calling in, Jillian.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for your show.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
So, I mean, like I said, I don't think she can have her cake and eat it too. Like, let's
That's a really
him
hard
stop being
situation.
in pain.
I mean, that's not going to happen.
Well, obviously not, because Julie Plec ain't gonna let that happen. She wants this story to be tangled as it is. Okay, so going back to school time with Rebekah, she calls Tyler, and Tyler's mad at
I
home.
have your girlfriend.
Yep. And he comes to save the day, which I was happy to see. And she turns him into the hybrid.
He never really saves the day, does he?
Well, he
normally
wanted
just
to.
messes stuff up.
Yeah, he did mess.
Tyler, stay at home.
Yeah, he
Go
should
back
have
to
figured
that
out
camp in the mountains.
it was a trap. He should have called
Yeah.
someone, went in there with, you know, a couple people or whatnot.
Where's
called Damon.
Haley?
Yeah, where's your girl now? shouldn't have listened to her. He goes in there. She makes him turn, and I love the games that Rebekah plays. The school scenes are my favorite because it's I know it's so Buffy, and I love that
Yeah.
they keep it to that. Here's the game, guys. You guys can't vamp run. So figure it out. I'm going to let you guys get a head start. The only thing with that was when Stefan and Elena were running. At one point, they just lost Caroline and didn't care that the monsters outside the door, like, hey, where's Caroline? We have to save her. None of that.
No.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Poor girl. But then we find out that, you know, Caroline apparently had a stake, like she was really going to stab the hybrid.
Yeah, like she would really hurt Tyler.
Right. But Tyler, I guess, I'm assuming seeing his mother's picture with the candles brought his human side back out, and he was naked in the gym.
So they can use that in the future whenever they want to get him naked. No, I'm just kidding.
Get him. I mean, turn him human.
I mean, turn him human.
Yes. So there you go.
Speaking of naked, I gotta jump back a minute. Remember when Jeremy was like to the pizza girl? He was like, "Oh, I was just gonna hop in the shower, but come on in."
Yeah. That random. I want to know. We have another caller on the line.
Great.
Caller, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Tony Ann from New York.
What up, girl? New York
East
in the
Coast,
house.
What's up?
I'm loving the
I went
New
to
York
school at Ithaca.
I went Pace University.
Nice.
I'm down on the island.
Oh.
All right, girl. All right, so what do you got for us? What topic do you want to talk about for Vampire Diaries?
Well, I just have to say, I loved the whole Tyler part of the episode. Like, in the end, when he was crying over his mom, I wanted to cry.
Now, a lot of fans are over Tyler, but I love to hear.
Oh, God, I'm not.
I hear you, girl. Are you a Delena or Delena fan?
I'm kind of torn because I actually just finished a 3-season Vampire Diaries DVD power marathon, and I was a huge Delena fan. But now with the whole Ripper thing and everything that happened, I'm kind of on Team Damon and Elena.
Yeah.
I can't with
Coming
you
to
people.
the dark
Can we get some Delena fans to call in?
No, Delena all the way. It's a movement.
All right. So what are your thoughts on as far as this whole Professor Shane guy and Bonnie? Do you think he's Silas?
I think he's related to Silas.
Part of the family, maybe like the son or something.
I want to talk about what everyone's like reason for the cure, like what they want to do with the cure. So he just wants to, let Silas come out and free him so that everyone who's died in his sake will be living again. Do you think his family, his wife and child, died because of Silas?
Maybe during one of the attempts when they made all the sacrifices, maybe when Damon killed all those people in the 20s, maybe his family members got killed and he wants to bring them back.
That's a good one. Jillian, who actually just called, tweeted, prediction, Shane is Silas and his power is trapped where they think the cure is. So he is Silas, but he's trying to get his power back. And then Silas is the cure because he can restore life. That's an interesting thought.
That is interesting. I like that thought.
I think that one is a little too. I think parts of that could be true, but I think the cure and Silas are separate. I think it's two different things. For me personally, what do you guys think?
I don't know.
I don't know either, because I can't see it being two completely separate things if he's buried with the cure.
Right.
Well, because in the book, the cure is a flower.
Oh.
And when you smell the flower, you are cured. Which, interesting.
What does Klaus want the cure for?
You just sniff the flower and you just become a vampire because it happened to Damon in the book.
Right. Well, yeah, but that's for the book. But Klaus, as far as Klaus wanting the cure, is because...
Oh, I think he just wants the doppelganger back.
Oh, as far as Elena.
Yeah.
That's
that makes
true.
sense, yeah.
And now Rebekah wants the cure because she wants to turn... I want to shove it down Klaus's throat and watch him become mortal, which would be really interesting to see that happen.
What if they all just become human again, and then that's where the show can end?
No, girl, that ain't happening. So any last predictions before we let you go?
I do have one last prediction. I think Elena's going to end up being human. She's going to make her final choice between a Salvatore brother and then decide to turn again.
Really? Why do you think that?
I don't know, because I think her feelings for Damon are so clouded by the sire bond that she's not really going to be able to figure out what she wants until that's completely removed from the picture.
So who do you think she's going to end up with?
It's probably going to end up being Damon.
Okay.
I think she's going to be an independent woman.
Right. She's going to join Destiny's Child, and there we go. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it. Make sure you tune in every week, and make sure
I plan to.
Download, subscribe, rate, and leave us a comment on iTunes. And you have a Twitter handle? You want to give a shout out?
Yes, I do.
Where can we find you?
I'm at XO Tony Roney XO.
I like that.
Thanks for calling in. And as far as everyone else, you guys, make sure you guys call in too. We are live Thursdays, 9 p.m. Pacific Coast time. You guys can call us at 424-256-1729. If you can't call in, but you want to ask a question or give us a topic, or even just get a shout out, you guys can download, rate, subscribe, and leave us a comment on iTunes podcast. Please help us get to #1. We used to be #1 all the time, and I don't know what's going on, but we need your help, guys. So please leave us a comment, download us, and subscribe to us on iTunes. A couple shout-outs to Emmers010, Board 25, Dan 47328652, yours truly, Lynn's 1008, and Ackner93. So if you guys want to shout out, either call in live or leave us a comment on iTunes. Okay, so let's just get into this whole Shane thing. So Cole's back all of a sudden.
Yeah, I recognized him.
You did. A couple
said,
fans mentioned that they think it could have been a new actor playing that part, but he did look familiar.
Yes, I recognized his face.
So Bonnie's mad at Shane because, well, she doesn't get mad at him yet, actually. He gives her this necklace made out of bones, awkward gift, which was owned by an ancient witch that helps kind of hone in on your powers.
And it was a human bond that they can draw on for strength.
Yes. Which I thought the bond was going to be from the bones, not from April or whoever you're standing next to. Dangerous. So while Cole and Rebekah have Shane, they're trying to pry information out of him. He admits he can't be compelled. Bonnie does this spell, which at first I was like, what kind of you're in a chemistry lab, so what kind of salt is that? Because the fumes could be affecting April.
Good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could have been why she was coughing. They're getting all Breaking Bad on us.
Right. There you go.
Kicking up some meth up in that chemistry lab. Bonnie, what are you doing?
As she's doing the spell, they're like drowning Shane. And Shane admits boldly that he wants to free Silas because Silas has the cure, and explains Silas will raise the dead, and every last soul who died on his behalf will come to life.
Oh, yay.
While he's drowning, April's the one spitting up water and bleeding from the stomach. Rebekah's pissed off because Cole kills what he thinks kills Shane. And we find out Shane is still alive.
Right.
Now, Bonnie's mad at Shane because she thinks that he's making her use dark magic. He calls it
wrong.
Right. Call a spade is a spade.
Yeah. Call it whatever you want.
Right. He's like, well, it's expression, so it depends on, if I have negative damn thoughts, that's negative magic, which can be called dark magic.
Basically just human sacrifice that she's pulling from. That's where all the strength is coming from, human sacrifice.
Now, you called something out. When April was down on the ground, you thought she might come back as a vampire. I'd really like to go back to see if they ever brought her back with vampire blood before, because that would kind of be a little mishap on their end. Maybe they didn't because they're pretty good about that. But now,
what about that time when she was in the church? I think they did.
That's what I was thinking. That was the only time. Call us if you guys can remember.
Can they not do that again?
Well, because then if she had died, she would have been brought back to life.
But it still wouldn't be in her blood.
Oh yeah, because it would have to happen 24 hours after. Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
All right, so they bring her back to life. Do you see April being a vampire at one point? You thought it was going to happen today.
Yeah, something's got to happen to her. I really don't know why she's there.
I'm kind of annoyed with her. Well, because at the end, we see she runs off to the sheriff and the mayor. And she says, I'm going to tell the town. They need to know the truth. So trouble in paradise.
April's just trouble. I'm not sure why we needed her. I'm not sure why she was brought on. I don't really get her placement yet, what we need her for. She's just been trouble so far, letting Rebekah out.
When Rebekah says she's going to compel Stefan, and he says, do it, what was going on in your mind?
Well, eternal sunshine of a spotless mind, that part. I was like, I kind of wanted her to,
It would take this whole show to a whole new place.
Yeah.
Because now you've lost Stefan. And that can just lead us to...
We kind of already have, because I feel like he's putting down this black curtain.
I love this Stefan.
And he's
as much as I love
out.
Stefan and Elena, I like this Stefan because I love the end. I love that he went up to Rebekah and said, everyone else has a partner, so want to team up? Yeah. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying Stefan. I don't want him to turn Ripper.
But he's unpredictable now.
It would be very interesting. I always forget Lexi. If Rebekah, maybe not a love interest, but kind of turned into the Lexi of Stefan's life.
Well, she was at some point in time.
Yeah, but it was a little more romantically involved. So that would be an interesting little case.
Do you think Rebekah will ever get Matt? She's always wanted to be with Matt.
Well, that's interesting too, because I mean now they're talking about maybe Rebekah and Stefan, but I think the bigger play actually would be Rebekah and Matt, for her to have a human, and then if she does take the cure, she'd be able to have that life that she always wanted. With Stefan, she's never going to have that life.
Right.
It's that vampire type.
That's gone. That's old news. You got to move on from that. But I like that she wants to be the one who decides what happens with the cure. Do I use it? Do I destroy it? Do I share it? What would you do?
I think I would share it, honestly. I mean, I know where
you're such a nice guy.
I know where she is in her mind. I would definitely turn Klaus back because he needs to know what it's like. And then I would actually, I would give it to Stefan. I would give it to, I mean, if Damon wanted to, I would give it to whoever wanted to take it, because now it's like, well, now you've lost your immortality. So what are you really going to do? Now you're a deer. You aren't a wolf anymore. You're a deer.
Now what's on your bucket list?
Right. Like, now you're the target. You can be a target. You don't have those powers anymore. Stefan says he wants that life, but could he really live that life again?
Yeah, can you go back? I mean,
all those years, all that knowledge.
Yeah, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings. Like, once you've been away from home, you can't really go back.
Exactly. What would you do with the cure?
I feel like it's just gonna cause. Like Cole said, unleashing Silas is having the Walking Dead is just gonna be a world of trouble.
Right, because is the cure that big that it could heal all those people?
Yeah, I doubt it. So, yeah, maybe we need to destroy it, actually.
Right.
I mean, I would like people to share it and like people to come back and be human, but it maybe is best left unknown.
Well, and this is the other thing. I'm wondering if Silas and the cure are together, if when you find them, does that automatically make Silas awaken, or does there have to be one more magic spell for Silas? Can we just take the cure and cover him back up?
Yeah, is he in a little slumber? Is he in cement? Like, if he's alive right now, what is he doing?
Right, just hanging out. 6 feet underground, just
counting
chilling.
sheep, or what's going on down there?
Scraping on his tomb, like
making tally mark. It's Count of Monte Cristo.
He's drawing.
He's like planning his revenge. He's gonna be another man in disguise.
So at the end, Elena calls Damon and tells him about Stefan.
I came to realization. I love you. Wow.
No, wow was that Damon didn't say I love you right back. Actually, he didn't say I love you at all.
No, he didn't.
But
why didn't he? I mean, it would have been cheesy for the show, but just if we're talking about the Vampire Diaries being real life, because it is, why wouldn't he say it back?
Because he's the bad boy. He still isn't like... That's what I got from him. I feel like he's the bad boy. He's not ready, even though... From what they've done, Damon is corny now. He is like, oh, I want to save Elena. I love her, you know. But I feel like...
And also, is he not looking at her like a broken toy now? Kind of just like Stefan? Because he's trying to get the cure to fix her.
He is looking at her like that, and that's why it's like, bitch, bye. But so instead of saying I love you, he smiles and says, get in your car and come to me. Okay, I thought we weren't trying to do the sire anymore. That's totally siring. You just told her to come to you.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. I was just all like in love with the fact that she was going to come to her and they were going to be together at the lake house. Oh my God, think about what's happening right now.
And then Stefan calls Rebekah. Rebekah tells Stefan about Shane, which is going to be very interesting.
Because everyone else is going to be keeping it from her, and she's going to have to play, oh, I don't know.
Well, he's going to have to play that, because nobody knows anything about Shane, not even Bonnie. So it's going to be interesting if Stefan comes and tells Bonnie what he's already done. I mean,
and the best part is...
And how did April know?
Which part?
When April was like...
That Shane's still alive?
Well, no, that Shane... compelled her father.
That's a good question.
I do think she found something out, but I couldn't remember if she had gotten compelled after that. That one's a little confusing for me. But and then obviously at the end we see Klaus turns a bar full of people into vampires. And that's going to be a fun little situation for next week. But before we get into next week, let's talk about this special little topic that I've been waiting to talk about with somebody, because I'm like, I need to find like real Vampire Diary fans like that I can hang out with and talk with. I mean, we have AFTERBUZZ, but I'm just saying, when I talk to my other friends, they're like, really? Vampire Diaries? I'm like, get the hell.
It's like a guilty pleasure, but honestly, it's written really well.
Exactly. And so I'm assuming that the spinoff is going to be the same. It's going to be called The Originals. And it could happen.
Avengers?
The Originals.
Just kidding.
It could happen and it may not happen. They're going to do a test pilot on Vampire Diaries. April 25th episode of Vampire Diaries is going to be about the show. The Originals is, even though it's The Originals, it's mostly about Klaus. He goes back to New Orleans, and I guess he meets up with someone named Marcel, who is, as they quote, a new fun vampire. Interesting. And Marcel learned everything he knew from Klaus. Now, they also talk about if Rebekah is going to be on the show, and a showrunner said that depends on Rebekah's future on Vampire Diaries. How do you take that?
I really think that they should just encompass those little plot points into this show, because
rather than doing a show?
Yeah, because right now we have like the A, B, and C story, but not really, because they're all working towards one thing. So why don't we bring in this other like B story that's completely different from everyone working towards the same goal but on different teams?
That's exactly what I felt. But I also look at this third Buffy reference of when Buffy and Angel happened. Angel separate and had his own TV show. With the Originals, I like how they've kept it along for this many seasons. But if they were to have their own show, that wipes them out from Vampire Diaries. I mean, they can do crossover episodes, but I kind of would like that, because I would like to get back to the old Vampire Diaries where they weren't involved and new bad guys could come in and you know?
But so you're sick of them. So do you want to watch a whole season on them, or a whole couple of seasons? I don't.
Well,
I really
it wouldn't.
honestly
It's going to be
don't.
about Klaus. Klaus would have the story. He would be the main character of the show, which is interesting to see if they're going to make Klaus good at the end or bad, or this huge evil character. I don't like saying that I'm sick of them. Because I like it. Like, I would love Rebekah to stay on Vampire Diaries. I'm kind of tired of Klaus. I am. I like Klaus, but I'm kind of tired of him just being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, now we're getting Silas. I'm intrigued by Silas. I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really the bad guy anymore. Now he's part of the crew, and they're sort of friends, because, I mean, they can all be in the same place and not be trying to kill each other.
Because he needs them.
Exactly.
He's the F-up guy. He's like the friend that is in the group, but they're like, okay, everyone, we're going to go down this path. He goes down the other path and releases the monsters. And it's like, well, now we got to clean up your damn mess.
Well, I feel like finally, though, they're on the same path, because this is the closest I feel like we've been to Klaus. Everyone on the show is kind of like can go by him and not think that they're gonna get their necks like chopped off, their heads chopped off, or be killed. Like, we're in the same room with him, and they don't have the fear of death in them anymore. I don't personally think. So I think the new guy who's going to be the new bad guy, it has to be Silas. He has to be woken up, and then we have to go down this long journey of figuring out how to kill someone who can't be killed. And I'm sure Bonnie will be the key to it all again.
Well, as we found out, she is the key.
She is the key. Oh, that was a big surprise, because she's kind of always been the key.
Hey, we need some dark magic. Where's Bonnie?
Yeah.
On that note, let's head into predictions.
All right.
Oh, Martin, you asleep in there, Martin?
Hello.
All right.
No, it was like resetting, so do it again, Jesse.
All right, on that note, let's head into predictions.
All right.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
See, I can't even talk to Martin about Vampire Diaries during the week because he doesn't even care. He's sleeping. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding,
true.
Martin.
Is
all right.
Jeremy and Bonnie getting back together?
I don't know. I don't want them to.
I mean, it seemed like it last episode, though, that they were going to, and then there was no hint of that this episode.
Do you want them to?
I don't even actually care, so it doesn't matter.
That's why I kind of don't want. I'd like a new interest. Part of me kind of wonders if Bonnie and Shane, as awkward of ages that is, I felt a little something today.
Yeah. There was a moment, and I wrote down something he said. I mean, basically...
It was right before Cole, when he gave her the gift, for me, where I felt a moment right there. You wrote down what?
I wrote down something. I don't know where it is, but yeah.
And so next week we get, basically, I mean, all they showed us was that the compelled vampires are chasing Jeremy, which, again, why are we doing this? Why don't we turn them all and keep them in there and kill them?
Clearly there was a mishap. Something goes wrong,
and then
like always.
I get another fan, I believe it was one of our fans on Twitter, she said that she thinks Elena is going to go to Damon but not get there. Something's going to happen midway. I think you predicted that too. Who do you think's going to stop her?
Rebekah? Maybe.
Maybe. I don't think Rebekah cares right now.
Or maybe Catherine.
I would love that. I would really enjoy that.
That would amp up the show a little bit.
What do we think? What do we think is going to happen as far as next week? As far as Stefan and Rebekah's plot, now that they've teamed up, what's their next step?
Do you think Klaus will come in with them?
No.
I feel like no, because Rebekah hates him. But I really
well, actually, yes. Here's why. At the end, Stefan kind of alluded to everyone's plots and why they want the cure. And how everyone needs everyone because they need Klaus because he has the sword. So it's almost, I feel like Stefan and Rebekah are going to do what Stefan and Klaus did to Rebekah.
Right.
Like, yeah, you know
Play
what?
him.
Everything's fine. Yeah. And that's actually really exciting to me.
But do you think Rebekah and Klaus will ever make amends?
No.
No.
If Klaus becomes human.
Exactly, yeah. I think
But
then.
even still, I could even still see Klaus becoming human and then Rebekah ripping his heart out. But unfortunately, I don't think the writers of Vampire Diaries love Rebekah the way I love Rebekah. So I think Rebekah will. I hate to say this. I kind of feel like Rebekah will die.
She's died a lot, actually.
But I feel like she's going to literally
every time she dies, I think I've been okay with it. I mean, I like her.
I love her.
I like her, but I'm just used to her dying. That's all. I'm used to it. So if she dies again, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm sure they'll find a way to bring her back some point in time in the future, down the road.
Also, another thing I didn't mention was on the originals, they're going to bring in Haley. Miss Phoebe Tompkins from so that's interesting that they would bring the werewolf there, but I guess she's a werewolf. She's not a hybrid.
I think they're just pulling for something.
Really?
Come on, come up with a new idea. Like, that's part of Vampire Diaries. That's why the show's great. Like, let's come up with a new idea.
Well, you don't know. You never know. April 25th might be your favorite episode.
I don't doubt it. I love the originals, love the storyline, but I don't want
it can carry a whole
show. I don't think so.
What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. Tweet us. You can tweet me at DJ Jesse J.
At Cinematic Escape.
And tweet us at AFTERBUZZ TV. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Also tweet us at AFTERBUZZ TV. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. And again, guys, please, please, please get us #1 on iTunes. Leave us a comment with your Twitter handle, and we'll give you a shout out. Only on iTunes. We love your love on YouTube, but please get us to #1 on iTunes. And again, let us know what you think is going to happen next week. We're going to be talking about it on Twitter.
I'm excited.
All week long. So until next week, same time, same place. Peace.
Thanks,
From
guys.
Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.